to the Film Geeks podcast, where we will be discussing everything movies and TV. My name is Samantha, and I got my homie Sean with me right here. And we are so excited to talk about movies and TV with y'all. I'll turn it over to Sean so he can introduce himself before we get started.
Yo, what it do? This your boy Sean hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, but I bought a house in Columbus, so 2 hours south, it's all good. Movies, oh my goodness, man, I've been in love with movies forever. Going back to, you know what? Let's just kind of turn the dial back to how we kind of hit this little movie road, and I think it kind of starts with I think I remember shortly after high school, I think I just put out a random post on Facebook and I said, I need a movie to watch. And you threw out Road to Prediction and The Life of David Gale. And I think from there, those two movies alone just kind of opened up my little spectrum of films, because if it wasn't blowing up, I wasn't really trying to watch it. So just over the years, I guess since that, I've just tried to involve myself in all type of movies, and even started picking up TV shows, which, oh my goodness, we probably gonna get cussed out later when we talk about the show that we gonna watch that ain't none of us seen, but everybody else has seen. So yeah, when did your love for movie start?
Well, it started in about 1988 when my father introduced me to The Last Dragon. We would sit down and watch it as a family, and it's been my favorite movie ever since. I have a love for karate movies in general, but that one right there just took the cake.
So is it one of those movies where, like, no matter how many times you watch it, you love it every time, it never gets old, like it ages well even today?
Yes, I have it on VHS. I have 2 DVDs and I have the digital copy. And all throughout college, it would be the one movie I would put in just to fall asleep on and have background noise in. But even still, after college and as I became older, I learned something new about this movie every time. And the message there is so powerful. Even the soundtrack, like, everything you ever want to do is inside you. You just got to pull it out of you. And that's just life in general. So that's why it became my favorite movie now, like even still to this day.
Okay.
Because I know the deeper meaning behind it.
All right. Okay. And it's funny because we talk about a movie that we love that never gets old. The soundtrack is amazing. So for me, it's Transformers, the movie from 1986. It's animated. This is when Optimus Prime dies. And the funny part about that, well, it's never funny when somebody dies, but when Optimus Prime died in, the movie and all the production, parents got pissed at the fact that Optimus Prime died, because Optimus Prime was like a mogul. Like, he was just that dude. And I knew what Hasbro was trying to do. They were basically trying to promote new Transformers, and that's how Optimus Prime came about, or whatever the case may be. But I love this movie so much that I own it on so many different platforms. I have it on VHS. I have the special edition DVD. I have the 20th anniversary DVD. I have the 30th anniversary Blu-ray. I have the 35th anniversary 4K Blu-ray. So it's one of those movies that never gets old. The soundtrack, I mean, I love 80s pop rock, so that's what that soundtrack was. So it's crazy, the movies that we like, I mean, came with a great soundtrack, because I love your movie as well. I have it on Blu-ray and I have the digital copy, and The Glow is one of my cardio songs. Like, if I need something to get the heart going, The Glow, that's it for me.
When that come on for me in the gym too, I go crazy. It make me want to stay extra long. Like, I love that song. And Inside You. The Glow and Inside You, those are the 2 most powerful songs.
All right. Well,
let's see here. But today we're here to discuss both of our favorite type of films, which are Marvel films.
Yes.
Just to let y'all know, though, this podcast is pre-recorded, so we're going to have spoilers every time. Just to give y'all a heads up.
There you go. So, without further ado, we're going to talk about our first movie. This is a movie that we've all been looking forward to. It is Captain America: Brave New World. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
What did you think about the movie? Like, what did you like about the movie? What did you not like about the movie? But for starters, what would you give it out of a 10?
I would give it an 8 out of 10. And
Okay.
I say 8 out of 10. It could have been a little lower, but small confession. Have a huge crush on Harrison Ford. So that's the only reason why gave it an 8.
But he wasn't the original Ross.
I know. I just learned
He
that
was a
today while
okay.
watching, what we talked about
Yep.
earlier.
Yep.
Even before then, with the
Mm-hmm.
Eric Banya Hulk, it was Sam White, I believe his name is.
You talking about the producer of it?
No, the 2003 Hulk with Eric Banya. He was the
Oh
Hulk.
my
And
God.
I think the
Yeah,
Ross
that
there,
movie.
his name was Sam White or Sam something.
Well,
I
hold
can't
on. We got
remember
my
his name right
trusty.
now.
The Ross. It was. Oh no! It was our guy Sam Elliott, the perfect
There
mustache.
it
Oh my
go.
God.
Sam Elliott. I knew it
The
was a
mustache.
Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I never seen that one either. But just for you guys, just so you guys know, I've never
Trash.
seen the
Trash.
Hulk 2008. So I started watching it yesterday because he kind of needed it for this movie that we're about to talk about.
Yes,
There you go.
absolutely. So you gave it an 8. You know what? I would give it. I want to give it a 9. I really want to give it a 9, but I'm gonna give it an 8.
Why?
So so the pacing for the movie was really good. For me, I thought the pacing was really good. So with Captain America films, it kind of just goes along with how I feel about all the Captain America films, even with Chris Evans. It's a political film. It's not about, it just kind of brings everything just down to earth to how things affect like everyday people like you and me. So now they're trying to, no, you know what? Before I even get into that, how about we've gone 9 movies without anybody saying anything about this celestial thing that's been in the ocean since the Eternals? There has been
Oh,
nine.
yeah.
There has been 9 MCU movies since, and ain't nobody said a peep until this movie. And I'm like, well, damn. I mean, I didn't forget about it. Did they forget about it?
What was that? Was that
But
the other vibranium? What was that in the ocean? You said it's
the
celestial.
celestial, like one of those things that grow like inside the planet, and it's
Okay.
supposed to. Don't give me the line. I don't know what it's all supposed to do. Like I've only watched the Eternals twice, but it's not one of those that you just go back and watch. Like visually, it was great,
Yeah.
but
Now I will watch
But
the
anyway, so back to Cap. Back to Captain America. I thought Anthony Mackie did a great job. I even loved him and Falcon and Winter Soldier and how that character kind of built up in a way like he has that Chris Evans Captain America, stand for what he believes in. He's always about doing what's right. I think I guess honestly, if I'm being really, really honest, the real reason why the movie got an 8 because they show too much in the trailers for me. I think if you really wanted to blow the people away with this movie, you would have never brought the Red Hawk out. Now, I know why you brought the Red Hawk out because that's going to get people in the theater like, oh my God,
People
I
like
got to see that.
me.
But if you kept that under wraps and then you get in the theater and you see that, you like, man, what? So
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think that I th- I think that's probably the biggest problem with a lot of movies today. They show a lot of the movie in the actual trailer. So
Yeah,
I
I agree with
think
you on that one.
like even the last 2 movies that I seen in the theater prior to Cap, like when Captain America came on, and I don't know if I texted you and told you, but like I legit put my AirPods on, noise cancellation, put my hat down because I did not want to see nothing else about the movie.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was awesome. I enjoyed it. Is this something I will watch? Absolutely. Is this something I'm going to add to the Blu-ray collection? Absolutely, because I still buy hard copy films. Don't judge me.
As you should, though. So I'm going to go back to what you were saying. You were saying it's like a political movie with stuff that everyday people can relate to. I hate to be that girl, but it is Black History Month. This movie was hella
Yeah.
black. I really appreciated that. I
Yeah.
feel like Anthony Mackie or whoever the writers were knew the type of flack he was going to get for being the Black Captain America, and it showed in that last scene with him and Joaquin in the hospital. That speech he gave about carrying the world on his
Yeah.
shoulders and all of that. And
Yeah.
then how,
Yeah.
like, right at the end of the movie, freaking Kendrick Lamar's song, I Love Myself, came on. Like, what a
Yes.
nod. Like, what a nod to Black
Yeah.
history. I love that part. It was a lot of speeches in there he gave that just kind of, I took it personally, like he was trying to defend himself from being, like, from all the talk he got from the other people for being the Black Captain America. What are your
And
thoughts?
like honestly, they tried to come at him like that on the whole Falcon Winter Soldier series as
Yeah.
well. Like because
Yeah.
if you notice how that series took a 180, like it flipped really quick into like a movement type show. And like me kind of reading the comments and looking at it, like a lot of people didn't like that, but of course, obviously we're gonna appreciate it. But
Right.
no, Anthony Mackie did this. He did this role like justice. Like it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the other thing that I kind of want to say is that this was more like a sequel to The Incredible Hulk, if I'm being perfectly honest. Like
Yeah, but
now
if
you
you
didn't
notice,
finish it. You
no, I
you
was
did
going to
so
say, if you
so
notice, a lot of those movies are sequels to other type of movies or even the shows that was on Disney Plus.
true.
It's like they all intertwine with each other, and that's why I
Mm,
absolutely love Marvel movies. I used to be a DC girl, but the way Marvel tells the story, and there hasn't been any acting changes as much as it has been in DC, like they
yeah,
kept the same characters. I love that in storytelling because it keeps me
yeah.
interested.
Yeah, because I mean, you grow with these characters. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a TV series. Like
Yeah.
you are invested with this character for 10 to 15 episodes, and I mean, in our case, it's multiple films. And so,
Right.
yeah, no, I totally get it. And to kind of harp back on DC real quick. So, even though DC don't make great live action films, I
Mm-hmm.
think their animated movies are out of this world. And I just wish they would use that same formula for their films. But
Right.
I digress. Back to
No,
Captain
we
America
can
Brave New
we can
World.
get off topic just a tiny bit.
We can
You're
get
not the first
we
person
get
that's
off
told
topic.
me that. Yeah, you're not the first one that's said that. I have a lot of friends who are into comics and stuff like that, and although I don't read the actual comic books, I can't get into the animated parts. So the
Yeah.
best DC movie for me has always been Batman 1989 and Batman Returns and maybe the original Supermans. Like those are classics for me. I really I've watched like The Dark Knight, okay, with Heath Ledger. Yes, absolutely. But other than that, those are the only DC movies that I like.
Okay. No,
I've tried. I've tried. I can't get into
did you
it.
try to watch The Watchmen? I just
I
watched The
tried.
Watchmen for like the first. You try. Oh man.
Is that the one with Regina
You-
King?
no. The Watchmen, it was like a movie, and it came out. I want to say in like the early 2000s. Let me bring it up on my. Hold on. They came out with a series that's on Max right now, or
Right.
like within the last few years. But no, they did a movie, and hold on. Oh my
Feel like
god,
she was in that because that's the only reason why I wanted to watch it. Maybe not.
it came out in 2009. She
Yeah, I'm looking
wasn't
at it.
in that.
She was in something I watched, and it was called To Watch Something. I don't know. But I only made it
And
to the second episode, whatever the case may be.
yeah, no. So this is a movie from 2009. I mean, now it's
Mm-hmm.
almost 3 hours now. Again, it's a movie that I only watched one time, but I can tell you, like, I did enjoy it. I was like, damn, like, why didn't I watch this before? But because I've tried to watch a lot of movies that I've never seen, it's kind of hard for me to come back and rewatch something. So, yeah. So, I mean, so did we hit on everything that we wanted to hit on with
Um,
Cap?
well, I'll be honest, I dozed off a little bit. And it was, I agree with you when you said the pace was okay, but it was a certain part in there, it just kind of too much dialogue for me. And I'm like, yo, like, when is Harrison Ford gonna come
When
out?
is he coming back?
Like, well, he was actually in the scene, but I don't know. It was just it was at a certain point, it got slow. And my son nudged me, Mom, wake up. You got to talk about it for your podcast. So
Right.
I popped up and I just stayed focused. But I think we did.
I
Oh,
think,
no. I have another.
well, let's hit on Harrison Ford one more. So I'll say Harrison Ford was a definitely a good recast. I
Mhm.
mean, William Hurt. I think he passed a few years ago, and it, you know how sometimes they recast a person and it's
Mhm.
just not a good fit. I
Yeah.
think that Harrison Ford was probably the only other person that could have played this role. Like when I think about how Thaddeus, or I'm sorry, how what was his name? How William Hurt did in
Mhm.
the previous films, and I mean, you'll see more of his character once you finish Incredible Hulk.
Well, no,
And I love
that's
how
the
they
father, right?
incorporated. Yeah, that's the father. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
and I love how they brought Stearns back in, but
Yes.
you
I haven't gotten to that
how
part
they
yet.
how they incorporated him back, because for those of you who are kind of wondering who this dude is, he is Mr. Blue. Like, when Norton and he's having these conversations on the computer, like Mr. Green and Mr. Blue. Stearns is actually Mr. Blue, and he's kind of helping Banner try to figure out a
Oh.
cure. Oh shit, you ain't got to
Okay.
that yet. But
I know. I got to
but
that part. I just didn't know
oh, you
who
got to
Mr.
that.
Blue was. I mean, I didn't get to the
Yeah,
reveal,
so
but I'm like,
but
okay.
once you get to the end, you're gonna see how he get all jacked up and whatever the case is. And it's crazy because I'm one of those people that always wonder, like, well, damn, what's gonna happen with him? And
Yeah.
for him to wrap him all the way back around from 2008 and bring him back in 2015 is just awesome. And I love how MCU keep they stuff under wraps.
That's what
I
I'm.
did find out
Yeah.
today that when they do their scripts, it's like they look at their scripts, and then at the end of the night, the person come like, okay, I'll take that now.
Hey, that's what's up.
So nothing gets leaked. So that's what I appreciate about them.
Did we even talk about what the movie was about? We didn't even give spoilers. We
Oh,
we
we really,
we did.
I
We weren't
mean,
even trying not to give him, but
we we was trying not to. I mean, but it just
it ain't really nothing to talk
basically,
about. Like,
nah. I mean we just kind of hit on the main parts. They got the celestial, which has adamantium, which
that's the word I was looking
this is
for. That's the word I was looking for. The adamantium. I'm like,
and
isn't that what the celestial was? Like the adamantium or
yeah.
where they kept
So
that? Okay.
but that's also what Wolverine's claws are made out of. And you know that
Got you.
MCU is rebooting X-Men. So I'm,
Yeah.
curious to see how this comes into play when they reboot X-Men. And I think we're getting that next year. I think we are. I'm not,
Oh,
it's in the next year or so, we will be getting that. So, interesting to see how they're going to do the casting. And I just feel like nobody can play Wolverine besides Hugh Jackman. Like,
oh
that's
hell
just,
no. They better not. They better not mess that up. They better not.
like, CGI him up, like, all of that. Like,
Yeah.
keep Hugh Jackman. So there we go. There we go.
Yep. So The end credits. Preparing for Doomsday or Secret Wars or both?
I want to say both, but which one is coming up first? Is it Secret Wars
I do
or
not know the
Doomsday?
dates. I do not know. I do
Man,
not know the dates.
you know what? I'm just
I
here.
feel like they both
I'm
come out
just
next year.
new Avengers film, new Avengers movie. We got we got Secret Wars in 2027.
And Doomsday's in 2026.
Okay, so there we have it. And I like the message that he gave out because he says it like he seen it. So what exactly did you see? I think we're gonna get. I don't think Thunderbolts is gonna give us too much.
Maybe a little bit of Bucky, but
Yeah,
that's about it.
we'll definitely get some Bucky in that. But I think Fantastic Four is going to be a good opening to what we're going to get in the Avengers because I think I try not to read too much about things. Like if it just happens to come across my timeline, like I'm gonna take a look at it. But I guess I kind of just want to see where, like, I think they're in like a different timeline or a different universe, or it's so many Earths. So
You're talking about Fantastic Four?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It depending on what time it take place, but it definitely could be on a whole different MCU timeline. Like,
Yeah.
it's so confusing, but so interesting. Like, I love it. I love it.
Yes. They did something that I don't think we will ever get again in our lifetime. And it sucks because these new kids, like, they they watch YouTube and that's cool. But I mean, what Marvel was able to pull off from '08 to 2019 was just incredible.
Yeah. And it's just, people are so tough on the reviews with their own personal reviews. I just love a good story. I
Yeah.
feel like you can never go wrong if you're just telling a good story. But people that are actual comic book readers, they take it to heart because it's not following the comics, or this person shouldn't have been that superhero or villain. They should have did this and that. But I don't know anything about that. I just like a good story. And I feel
But
like
that's
Marvel does a really good job at that.
But that's the same thing. The same can be said about folks that read books and then those books are made into movies and they be
Yep.
like, "Oh my God." Like I will say the only book that I know, and I don't read, let's put that disclaimer. I don't read any books. Like
It's okay. I'm the reader here.
you're the reader here. Okay.
I'm the
So the
reader.
only book that has been converted to a movie that the readers actually enjoyed the film is Ready Player One. That is the only one that I've heard that was like, okay, the readers loved it. Everything else, they hated. Like they hated, they definitely hated 50 Shades.
Oh, I never watched that or read it. But I can tell
Okay.
you, I read The Good Son in fourth grade. Just like the movie, it was great. I read
Okay.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Great transition to the movie.
Okay.
Everything was just about the same. No, I can't even say that. Its book was better than the movie. But the original It and the It that came out more recently in 2017, they're like a combination of what's in the book, if that makes
Okay.
sense. Like, the way they told the story is a little bit different in 2017 than what they told it in 1992, but the book combined both the ways they told the story. It's
Okay.
like a director took out different parts and showed it in 2017, and another director took out different parts and showed it in 1992. So it's, like I
Gotcha.
said, I'm the reader here, so it's a lot more books
No,
that kind of transition well.
I did read one of Mice and Men. That movie is exactly the book. It's a very short book. I want to say it's maybe 120, maybe 100, 120, 130 pages, but the story that it tells, and I'm telling you, the book and the movie are like,
The
yeah,
same thing
perfect,
with To
perfect.
Kill a Mockingbird. Yeah.
Yeah.
All those books they made us read in high school. They kind of mimic. And
what
that's
was
where
that
we
thing
met
that
at,
we
y'all, by
used
the
in?
way. We met in high
Yeah.
school. 12th grade. I was in 12th grade. I think he was in the 11th. But we both
Yes, we
born in
met in
83. Henceforth, podcast with Film Geeks
Film
83.
Geeks
So,
'83. Film Geeks '83.
yeah.
Yeah, your birthday just happened to fall. Like, so my birthday is in October, so like the way my
I'm a
birthday
couple
fell, I
months
had to
older.
wait I had
Yeah.
to wait that additional year. So, but it's all good though. Everything happens for a
Yeah.
reason, you know. It's still '83 was a great year.
It was.
All right, so we even hit on Captain America. I think we both enjoyed the movie. We think that you will too. So if let us know what y'all thought of it. We definitely like to hear your take on it. But there are some other movies that has come up. There's some that you've seen that I haven't seen, and it's some that you've seen that I haven't seen, and I've seen that you haven't seen. So I'm gonna go with Love Hurts.
Okay.
I was so disappointed. So any movie that has two prior Academy Award winners, like the expectation is already high. I mean, like Ariana, what's her name? She won for Best Supporting Actress in West Side Story, and then
Okay.
our guy from the Goonies that was in
Yeah.
Everywhere, any
All
place
at once.
that
Yeah.
movie that I can't
I
say the
call him the
name
booby
of.
trap guy.
I'm setting booby traps. Booby traps. That's what I said. I'm setting booby traps.
You call him the booby trap guy, okay?
Yeah.
But you know what? If you're looking for good kung fu action, like you will like that. You'll like it from that aspect. But from a story, I thought the story was very weak. It just, man, Marshawn Lynch was a riot. I will say, like Marshawn Lynch, like if he wasn't in that movie, like this movie would be just terrible. But it wasn't a bad movie if you're into movies like that. Let me just say that. But it's definitely a one and done for me. I will never watch it again.
So what was it
there
about?
you have it. So it was about our guy, the booby trap man. He's a real estate agent, and he's like the top real estate agent in the Milwaukee area. Well, anyway, in his past life, he used to be a assassin or a hitman, and he let one of his targets go, which is Ariana Du Bois. I don't know if that's her name. I keep messing it up, but homegirl from the West Side Story. And anyway, she comes back into the picture, and they find out, and they like, whoa, you let your target go. So now like they after him, and meanwhile everybody in his real estate agent, like they don't know what his past life is like. Like they look at this dude like he a softie, like he's just so nice. I mean, look, I would buy a house from this dude. That's just how nice he is. But yeah, but his brother is like running like this whole organization or whatever the case may be. But yeah,
Sound like Back in
the
Action
story.
that we just watched with Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
It kind of sound like
yeah.
that.
It does. But so to that, I will say if this movie came out on Netflix, I would have gave it the saying, and y'all gonna hear us say it, or you gonna definitely hear me say it a lot. It's Netflix good, meaning that okay, it was good because I watched it on Netflix, but if I had paid my money to see it in a theater, I'd have been pissed. So there you have it.
All right. So another movie that I watched that you haven't seen was Companion. And
Yes.
I was completely blown away. My expectations going in was super low though. So I wasn't all that like I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. And it stars Jack Quaid, who plays Huey in The Boys, and a whole bunch of other people. I don't know who it is. But it's basically
You know who his
about
mama and daddy is, right?
I do. I know that
Okay,
much.
okay.
Meg
Okay.
Ryan and Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. Okay, all right.
The movie is about six friends who go meet on a little mansion house in the woods, and they're having a good time or whatever, drinking. And this one Russian guy who is the boyfriend of another lady that's on the island, he tries to come on to Jack Quaid's character girlfriend, and she ends up killing him, like stabbing him to death. She comes back all bloody, and they're all like, "Oh my God, what happened? Where's?" I forgot the guy's name. He was a Russian guy, though. I'm sorry. I'll be more thorough next time. But they're like, "What happened to such and such?" And she was like, "I killed him." And next thing you know, you hear Jack Quaid say, "Iris, go to sleep." And then you find out it's a fucking robot. It is a robot. Yes. So it was a sex companion robot. And they order those just to have somebody to, be with or whatever. They create their own story of how they met. And the story goes on. And toward the end, you find out that this gay couple, one of his companions was a robot also. And the whole thing was just a ruse for the the girlfriend of the Russian, and for Jack Quaid's character to get together and steal the Russians' money.
What?
So they set up Jack Quaid's companion to kill the Russian so they can steal his money. And it got all out of whack. Everybody ended up dying except for Jack Quaid. And then his companion ended up killing him in the end, and she took all the money and left. Like I said, it wasn't like the best. If it was on Netflix, it would definitely be Netflix good, but it was way better than what I expected. And I'll give that an 8 out of 10 also.
So on our website, Flickster, where we watch...
No, we're not doing that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're not giving up free advertisement. Yeah, you're right. But anyway, I just added it to the list. I see it's a 7.9. Right now, it don't have like a clear copy yet because, I'm a visual person. I have to watch like a clear copy of it. But it's added to the list. So once that clear copy comes available, I would definitely be checking out because that sounds crazy. So
it is crazy. And like I said, totally unexpected.
Like some Ex Machina type stuff, you think? Or
on some
Ex Machina, the dude that created the robot. You never seen Ex Machina?
No.
Oh my God. So
You'll be disappointed. You guys are going to be disappointed. There's a lot of things that I haven't seen, and don't get me started on Star Wars, but we'll save that for a whole nother episode.
Listen, we could definitely do a whole episode on that. So A24 Studios, they make this A24. So you already know is wild off top, but this guy, he created this prototype robot, and he had one of his interns come and basically study the robot. And he's locked into this mansion and he can't get out. And the only thing he can do is study is robot. But the whole time, the robot is kind of casing him, trying to find vulnerabilities because she's never seen any other human besides the dude that created her. So she's kind of looking for an outlet. Oh my God. Yeah. It's wild. A24 Studios, like if y'all familiar with the type of work that they do, you would just be like, oh my God, like Ex Machina. Definitely check that out and get back to me.
A24 makes some great movies.
They movies are like M. Night Shyamalan films. They are either really good or they are really bad.
Facts.
There is no in between. There is no in between.
You are absolutely right about that.
There's definitely no in between with those. So one movie that we both did watch, Wolfman. And
1, 2, 3, hated it.
Hated it. Oh my God. Listen, I thought that Michael Jackson's Wolfman and Thriller looked better than what this Wolfman looked like. I mean, where do we begin with how bad this was? Like,
so it opens up with, what's the character's name? We'll call him Baby Wolf, because I don't know his name. All I know is the girl from
she was on our show
in Missouri.
No, Kansas, Ozarks, Ruth.
Yeah. Yeah, Ruth
Ruth from
from
Ozarks.
Ozarks. Yeah, so Baby Wolf and his dad was in the woods or whatever, and you see him running and getting chased by something, and it cuts to like what 15 years later, and now Baby Wolf is an adult and he's married to Ruth from Ozark.
Yeah.
And
Her name is Charlotte,
they
by the way, in this film.
Charlotte. Thank you. I will get better. I promise.
I'm trying to work the iPad at the same time while we're doing
Yeah.
this, but as you're talking, but no, continue.
Okay, so they found out that his dad's property is up for sale, or somebody sold it or something like that, and they have to go back to Oregon where he grew up at to get the property and clean out the house or whatever.
In the middle
And-
of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere. In the middle of freaking nowhere. So they're being chased and hunted by some mysterious creature. Later we find out it's a wolf man who is actually his dad that got killed or caught up in it a couple years ago. And he bit his son, and now the son
But did he
protected
bite
his
him though?
family.
I felt like he just scratched it with the glass.
He scratched him. You know, like it was
I thought
when they were in the
it was
truck.
just the glass. Right. It happened when he was in a truck, but I just thought it was just the glass that cut him. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I mean, if I need to rewind and look back at that again, I'm
I
like,
think
damn,
when
he
he
just
closed
like
the door and he kind of reached up and did it. When that other man dropped out of the truck and he was
Yeah,
trying to
that
close
was-
that door or whatever he
yeah.
was trying to fucking do.
I don't
That's
know.
when it happened. Yeah, it was stupid. Regardless of the fact, it was stupid.
Man, I'm
We did
so
not
glad
like
you
that
ain't.
at
I'm
all.
so glad you didn't go to the movies to go see that, because you were talking
I'm
about
glad
you like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the movies to go see this, and I'm just like, ah.
Yeah. My mom had took my niece and my daughter to go see it, and my daughter was like, it was so scary. And I'm like, okay, but I just never made it because I didn't feel like going, and I'm so glad I didn't. It was a waste of time. I'm mad I'm even reviewing it.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, it's just one of. I mean, this is what we do. We talk about stuff. So, I don't know where we at on time, but
We are at 37 minutes.
oh, girl, bitch, man, what we get?
Yeah.
Okay, so check this out. All right, so let's talk about some things that are going on right now. So we're both watching Paradise, and we are watching Severance. But let's talk about Paradise first. Is Paradise right now like exceeding like your initial expectations? Like from when you first saw the trailer to when you saw that first episode. What are we on? Episode 5 now?
I believe
I believe
so.
we're on
Yeah, because
5.
episode 6 would be Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are episode 5, completely exceeding my expectations. Great storytelling. Very unpredictable in some parts. I totally wasn't expecting Billy Pace to die. Like I felt like he was gonna be a hero. It's kind of like one of those things. I don't know. You watch Game of Thrones. You thought Ned
course.
Stark was gonna last the whole season, and they killed him off in the 10th episode. That's how I felt about
episode
Billy.
9. Episode 9.
Episode 9. Okay.
Game of Thrones, every season, episode 9, it goes down.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But that's how I felt about losing Billy, because I thought we was gonna have him for a while because he seemed like he was trying to do better.
I knew it was a wrap when he said the line, "You better send the biggest motherfucker to come get me," and I'm like, "Oh, well, his girl gonna get him." Like, I just kind of knew, and only because it's always a female, a dude always gonna let his guard down for a girl. So,
I just want to know, how long has she been like playing sides? You know what I'm saying? Was that a setup from beginning, or that's was like, I just have so many questions about so many things. I hope they answer 'em.
But, and you know what? I will say this show has definitely done a great job with doing that. With going in the flashback, just kind of giving you like, the backstory. So these are the same writers from the show This Is Us. Now, I have never watched one episode of This Is Us, but from from Joe, he watched. Yeah, so Joe watches This Is Us, so he says he can see like some of the similarities and how they filmed this show. Comparison, and then Sterling, the main character, I guess he's from.
Hold on.
Oh
Please.
shit! I
Put
messed
some
up.
respect on
Put some-
Sterling
No.
K. Brown's sexy self name, Xavier
Sterling Brown.
Collins.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Please. That's Bay right there. Sorry, Ryan Michelle Bay. Sterling K. Brown is Bay.
Hey,
But yeah.
you know what? He's done a phenomenal job in this show,
Yeah.
and I love that he's executive producer as well. So, you know, when you're like executive producer, I feel like that kind of opened up doors. So this will, I don't. Has he been on the big screen? Like, I can't think of anything that he's been
he
in.
played in that one movie that viral. It went viral with him and what is her name, y'all? Regina Hall. They were in the car singing "Nuck If You Buck." It was called "Hunk" or "My Pastor Will Kill You" or something. Or
So I'm looking at his movies. So I got him in American Fiction. So I do
Yes.
remember him in that.
yeah,
Waves. I don't know what that is.
that was such a good movie too. That was on
Really?
Netflix actually. Yeah,
That's on Netflix.
That was such a good movie.
Romance sport. Okay, Taylor Russell.
He was in Black
Okay.
Panther. He was the brother in
He
the
wa-
beginning.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is Hunk
Okay.
for Jesus? And him and Regina Hall was in the car singing "Nuck If You Buck." That little part went viral.
I'm pretty sure I saw it,
You've
but
seen it.
I've seen. Okay. All right. Well.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna go with that. We're gonna say that we've seen that. But
Yeah.
so Paradise is just. I want to say for it to be early 2025. Or I feel like it's between this and Severance right now. Like it will be hard for shows to come out and top these two right now because right now Paradise is killing it, and Severance. You've talked about the marketing for Severance,
Yeah.
and just it was one of those shows like. Is one of those shows I always want because I've always had Apple TV. I just never. I mean, I would watch the movies like if I looked at the synopsis and I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. And I was like, Severance has always been on my watch list. And then you like, Sean, you gotta watch it. And yeah, that first season just blew me away. So man. When did you? Oh my goodness!
So-
like the last episode. I ain't watched today's
haven't
episode
watched
yet.
today's episode. No, I'm
Okay,
going to go
okay.
back to Paradise. Paradise and Severance have brought back creativity and innovation in TV. For so long, I feel like people have been remaking the same type of formula in television and movies for years. And Severance and Paradise are doing something completely different. And I really, really appreciate and respect that, which is why they are so good in catching the audience's attention. Severance marketing for this season, outstanding. The first season, nobody knew about it. Nobody knew. I knew about it because I watched Apple TV, but nobody knew about it. But they pulled out all the stops this time around. And sometimes marketing can pull you in and make you like a show more, even though if the show is kind of dumb. But you appreciate them trying to get you to watch the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's always clever. Severance is just like a whole nother level. Like I just basically feel like but I always tell some of my friends, because I work in mental health and I work in like a forensic mental health hospital where there are really dangerous people there, and you can take on so much of their trauma in your head and so much other stuff in your head, and then still having something going on at home. And it resonated with me because for me, you literally have to learn how to leave work at work and home at home.
Yep. Absolutely.
And that's pretty much what Severance is. It's deeper than that, but that's the gist of it.
Yeah. I don't, you know what? Based on my job right now, because I'm not the biggest fan of my job, like, well, my civilian job rather, I would do it. I would work at Lumen. Like, I don't even want to remember what happens during the day. Like, I want to get in that elevator and do the and all right. How was work? Shit, I don't know. The other guy was there. Like, so.
A dope concept.
No,
and I think it all came from the writer's job of, what was it, a door factory?
He was working at a door factory in a basement
factory.
with no windows.
No windows. and he came up
How
with
you
this
work in a
whole
door place with
concept.
no windows?
And if you
then
watch the backstory or listen to the backstory of that, you'll see those influences in the show.
Yeah. I like how, yeah, right. I love how he incorporated a lot of things from his job into the show. And shout out to Ben Stiller. I mean, because I
Yes.
feel like Ben Stiller is a very underrated artist.
Very
Like, people, I don't really know. I guess people look at like the silliness of him, but behind all of that is like brilliance. And if at the end of every episode, like of Severance, like they have a podcast. So like if it's something that I just don't understand in the show, like I will listen to the podcast and be like, oh, okay, got it. So he is just awesome. So I definitely appreciate that. Like these two shows right now is like taking over like 2025. Like I don't see how a show could get. Never mind. Daredevil come on next month. I'm sorry. Daredevil comes out in like 2 weeks. So, and from what they're saying, it's supposed to be more gorier than
I knew you was
it's
gonna
supposed
say
to
that.
be more gore than what the Netflix series had. And I thought that once it came over to Disney Plus, they was gonna kind of water it down. But I think based on the success of the Deadpool Wolverine,
Oh yeah.
I think Disney. You know what? Here, take my car. Take it around the block and just don't get no scratches on it. So I think that's kind of how that deal's gonna go.
Yep. I'm excited for that. It's still fresh in my brain because I just finished the whole series, back in October, September sometime. So I'm really looking forward to that.
All of those series was except for Iron Fist. It wasn't bad, but I don't know. The only person I knew about in that whole series was Daredevil and the Punisher. I didn't know who Luke Cage was. I didn't know who Jessica Jones was. Although I loved Jessica Jones series, I liked Luke Cage's series. Iron Fist was just okay, but I was a little disappointed when they canceled. But now that I know that we're getting Daredevil back and I know what we gonna get out of Daredevil, yes, let's get it. Let's go. My goodness. So
Well, let me do this real quick. So
yeah.
for the next couple, for the episode, we're basically just gonna be giving you reviews of movies and TV shows that we seen, liked, enjoyed, didn't enjoy. But there's one unique thing that we're going to probably do, and you guys are going to judge the hell out of us. Both of us have never seen The Wire. We've never seen The Wire. So
Nope.
in a couple of episodes down the line, we'll talk about it in further detail. But our goal is to watch The Wire and report back to y'all with every episode or whatever group of episodes we watch and kind of give you our thoughts and opinions on it.
It's so funny because my sister, the one under me, Sunny, she don't watch a lot of TV. And for her to have seen this show and not me, like, I kind of feel some kind of way about that because she been like at my neck about this. Like, shit, how you not seeing The Wire? And I'm like, girl, you don't even watch TV. Like, you don't. So we got 5 seasons, right?
Is it 5?
I'm looking at.
How many episodes a season?
That's let's go to the episode guide. Okay, so
that's gonna make a difference.
Here, let's see what Wiki got for us. All right, so season 1. You know what? Actually, but we got to incorporate thinking about the movies that we watch and the TV shows that we're currently watching now. So season 1 has 13 episodes. Season 2 is 12. 3 is 12. 4 is 13. And the last season is 10 episodes.
Okay, so let me propose this because that's not terrible.
No, not at all.
We got 3 more episodes left of Paradise, and maybe 8 more. Wait, where we at on Severance? episode 4.
Severance, I think we're on 5. Episode
5.
5
So
just dropped
I'm
today.
assuming it's probably either 4 or 5 more episodes in Severance. So we can probably start it after we're done with both of those. Because I really want to focus on those two for right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we could probably start this maybe in March and like
Yeah.
try to do, if we can get a season done a month, like I think that's doable with everything that's, everything that's going on right now. Yeah, because let's see.
So
What are
March
you
can
watching that
be-
I'm not watching?
Oh,
March.
I'm watching High Potential. It's about what is it? It's actually, I think it's called High Potential Intelligence or something, about a lady who's a consultant for the police department who solves puzzles like really fast, better than the average person. She has a family, and on the side, she's trying to figure out what happened to her husband or boyfriend who went missing like years ago. I'm watching Doc. Doc is another excellent series that's kind of creative and different than what I've seen before. And it's about a doctor who was a bitch. She was a bitch to everybody. Nobody liked her, but she was a great doctor. She gets into a car accident, loses 8 years of her memory. So it's a whole 8-year gap. She doesn't remember anything. So anything
That's how long her
2016
school is.
Right. So 2016 and beyond, she remembers, but anything between 2016 and 2024, she don't remember nothing. So she got demoted down. She was the chief of the hospital. So she got demoted back down to a resident and has to do school all over again. And she's trying to remember and relive some things. And she had to grieve her son twice because her son passed away. So she had to find out that her son passed away again and grieve him all over again. Terrible relationship with her daughter, terrible relationship with her husband, her ex-husband. So she has to go through all of this over again and relearn everything again. And it's just progressing each week. She's solving the different cases, rekindling friendships that she broke. And the whole time, Scott Wolf from Party of Five, he's now been promoted to the chief. And he actually committed a crime and killed a patient. And she was on the verge of finding that out to report him. But she lost her memory. And now he's trying to prevent her from remembering it, all while trying to he's trying to basically keep her at the bottom and not bring her back up to the top and make sure she don't remember. So that's been one of my favorites right now too. And that's pretty much it. The Rookie, The Irrational, Found with Zach Morris and the one girl from Shameless. I got to do better at their real names. I know.
I want to watch that. That's the one where he's like in a basement or something, and she kind of
Yeah. He kidnapped her when she was 13 years old.
Right.
And then when she got older, she found him and kidnapped him and put him in a basement.
Right.
He got away, and now they were searching for him. And in addition to searching for him, they're trying to find missing people.
It looked good. Like, so I think
It's
I got it saved.
It's one-dimensional, but it's okay. It's just something to watch, if that makes sense.
Okay, so it's like
every episode is the same thing.
So it's like one of those shows, like I can save that for when I deploy again. I can,
for sure.
That'd be
the same thing.
Okay,
with,
cool.
What was the one I was telling you about? The hunting party, about the serial killers or the world's worst killers that were put away in a silo somewhere in Colorado, and then it mysteriously just blew up. So a couple of serial killers got away. In each episode, they're finding a different serial killer.
Whew, Lord.
One-dimensional. That won't last,
wild,
in my opinion.
Yeah. Nah, stuff like that usually don't.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I got a couple of animated. So Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on Disney Plus has been pretty awesome. It kind of gives you a different version of Spider-Man. You want a young high school Spider-Man. And they kind of incorporated like the original MCU, but kind of changed the characters up a little bit, but they release like 2 and 3 episodes like a week. So I think next Wednesday we'll get the last 2 episodes, and that'll complete the first season. And then Invincible. Oh my God.
I'm going to get back into that. I promise.
Listen, Invincible. Nothing could prepare me for that show. And I remember watching that. That was on my second deployment. We all would have like this movie day, and we kept seeing this scene like on our timeline. So it was like, you know what is this show? We find out what it is, and we sit and watch it. And that first episode when Omni-Man just basically just went ape shit on everybody. Listen, we was like, yep, we hooked, invested, and I've been hooked ever since. But no, Invincible is wild. I think we are on like 5 episodes on that one right now.
Is this season 3?
This is season 3.
Okay.
They're in season 3. Cobra Kai, I will have that wrapped. Yeah, I know. I sent you a text earlier.
Episode. That's got to be our next episode. Let me write that down.
Yeah, I'm definitely take some notes. Just, without finishing the series, like I really love how they incorporated like all of like the OG characters from the original films. Like, how do you find these? Like, what kind of conversation is that when you say, "Yo, I need you to reprise your role from 30 years ago"? Like, I mean,
money,
but the
and
fact
great
that,
writing.
But the fact that they're willing to do it, and how, to your point, the writing, how they incorporate it to, cater to the audience today while also grabbing in, the OGs like us who grew up on that. Man, that's, oh my goodness. Like,
I want to talk about it, but I know I can't say nothing because you haven't finished.
I know. It'll be wrapped up this weekend because it was only like 5 more episodes, right? Yeah. So, and I'm already through. I'm halfway through the 3rd one now. So, yeah. So there we go. There's that. Cobra Kai.
Well, alrighty. Well, guys, that's about it for us. Go ahead, Sean, close us out since I opened us up.
Hey, well, so, hey, look, check. Pause. Oh, man. Hey, so I just want to say, man, thank you guys so much for checking us out, Film Geeks. Like, subscribe, check us out. Ask us questions. We're gonna be doing this for a long time. I'm really happy that that we finally got around to doing this, because you just don't know. Like, this has been in the works for. We've probably been talking about this since the summer. Then we really, really got serious about this, like, come fall. And then once we start doing the whole Zoom calls and then the emails and then the actual meeting up and then the actual photo shoot, man, like, this is, I'm really excited. Just, hey, if one of y'all bigger platforms, decide to pick us up, we here, because I don't know about Sam, but I wouldn't mind quitting my job.
Hey, come on now. I told you where I work at. Shoot.
Enlistment is up at the end of this. I don't have to re-enlist. I'm just saying, like, I'm just kind of putting that out in the universe. But no, thank you guys again for tuning in. Be on the lookout for the next episode. That's going to be dropping in 2 weeks. What are we going to be talking about in 2 weeks? Do we know yet? We don't know. Do we know?
No, we don't know, because I don't even know what day that is. I don't know. But follow us at Film Geeks 83 Podcast. That's Film Geeks 83_podcast on Instagram. Peace out.
Peace out. 1.